How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're doing another weekly read list that we did for the previous read. All of it's gonna be all physical copies. I haven't read any digital this time. I do got some I need to read. I just haven't read them yet. But we got a lot of mostly singles, or all singles except for one. We got a paperback, so we'll go over the paperback real quick, which is a Marvel one. It's the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 6. This one was amazing. This is talking about the past that happened with Spider-Man, which is Peter Parker, Mary Jane. They kind of go into details of what's going on with the big event from the previous issues. Somebody came in, tried to hurt them during, invade the world, trying to kill Peter Parker and Mary Jane. And they met this person before, so they're just saying, like, why do we know this person? So they went back to explain that. And in this one, there are a little more details of what happened in the past that Peter Parker didn't know about, and Mary Jane's explained to him. So I really recommend it. The Amazing Spider-Man series, I've heard that a lot of people aren't happy with Zeb Wells as the writer. I love it so far. I mean, it's amazing. I did get more of the comics so I can continue reading them. So I'm excited to read them, but I think it was a great series. I definitely recommend Amazing Spider-Man. So now we're gonna go to the single issues. Let's actually get our Marvel ones out of the way. We only have two Marvels while we were speaking about Marvel. So the next one we read was the Spectacular Spider-Man issue number 8, which is pretty cool, about Spider-Man Miles Morales. It's supposed to be about what happened to him after everything went down while they were in the AI simulation. This is kind of like the aftermath of it and explaining what they're dealing with as normal people. It doesn't really involve them as Spider-Man, but as Peter Parker and Miles Morales. Definitely recommend it. A great issue. Next one we read was Deadpool issue number 7. This one is about the Deadpool lady, the daughter, doing missions so that they can get money to find a way to bring the dad back, because Deadpool died in the last issue. So that's the whole mission, is them trying to work on that. Taskmaster is trying to help her out by sending her on easy missions so they can get the money to try to figure out what's going on with Deadpool. She's freaking out. Her and Princess are trying to get everything done. They went on a secret mission, which ended up being crazy. You meet a past person from issues before. I won't go into it, but the big surprise, definitely left on a big cliffhanger. So I definitely recommend it. All these that I've read so far, I went over with, is 5 out of 5. Definitely recommend it. This one, I almost want to give this one a 6 out of 5. This one was amazing. It's not Marvel or DC. It's going to be a indie comic book, which is going to be Frankenstein issue number 3. If you're not following this issue, these Frankenstein issues are about the pieces that made Frankenstein's monster. Where they come from. So for example, this one's about the heart, where they got the heart in Frankenstein, and then it's about the backstory of it and explaining why Frankenstein's monster is the way he is because of the heart. Issue number 2 was about the brain. Issue number 1 was about his hands. So I recommend this. This is insane. Left on a big cliffhanger. I believe we got one more issue of this, which is gonna be a 4-issue arc story. I definitely recommend it. If you haven't read it, Frankenstein, oh my god, 100% recommend it. Now we'll go to DC. We're gonna get the big one out of the way. We read Absolute Wonder Woman. This one is another one that I recommend. 6 out of 5. It's fantastic. I mean, Wonder Woman in here, the story about it is that she was born and raised in hell instead of the normal island that she was on. So she's a little different. She's still badass. But it's insane. The person that she's riding right there, to me, when I first saw it, looked like a fly or a bug of some sort. It's actually a horse. It's supposed to be a dead Pegasus, which is insane. So this whole issue, I definitely recommend it. Absolute series so far has been incredible. The Absolute Batman was amazing. So was Wonder Woman. All this is making me do is be very, very excited for Absolute Superman. So I can't wait to read these, the next one, and then also the next issues of these. I definitely recommend it. Now we're going to continue with the DCs. We got a lot of DCs. I'm getting into the DC comics, so I'm very excited. The first one we read was from not the past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before, Action Comics, which is issue 1071, when you got Spider-Man facing like a spider or some sort right there. Prey of the Phantom King. This is Phantom's week 2, again part of the 12-issue series. This one was fantastic. It was amazing. Shows him getting into the Phantom Zone and seeing what's going on there and dealing with it there. And then that's the Superman's part. Supergirl's part is still facing off with her secret mission, which is getting a prisoner. Something happened with the prisoner and the judge, and it's insane. I definitely recommend it. But then I also read this last week's Action Comics, which is issue 1072, Sands of Time. This is week 3, which is also fantastic. I mean, it just continues on the story of Superman runs into an old person that he knows, and is in the Phantom Zone that he actually put there. So it goes a little bit of that. And then Supergirl finds the judge because she got kidnapped, but then something's going on, so she's trying to save the judge, and it goes on from there. So these I definitely recommend. 5 out of 5, great stories so far. Continue with the Superman issues. We got just Superman issue number 19. You got Superman and Superwoman right there, which is actually Lois Lane. I guess in the story, just kind of explains a little more about Lois Lane getting her powers. You know, I guess you don't exactly know how she got her powers, but apparently she's got, you know, powers for a couple of weeks, so she's been helping Superman. So this one is just kind of from like what's going on with Lois Lane while Superman's there to help. And then something happens at the end, which is insane. A villain comes, and I guess it's like it's supposed to be representing a villain, but then another person comes in, which is like, it's just crazy. I definitely recommend it. I don't want to go into it so much. If you guys are interested in a bigger talk and overview of it, let me know in the comments below. But Superman issue number 19 was insane. Again, continuing with the super, you know, Kryptonian people, it's going to be Power Girl, issue number 14. That one was really good. I don't know too much of Power Girl or the characters in here, but it wasn't really confusing. There's a little bit of confusion. I mean, some backstory would be great of the characters wise, not the story. The stories, you know, it explains very well of previous stuff that happened. But Power Girl characters, I mean, if you know about them, then it's, you know, it's a fantastic story. I don't know too much about them, so it was a learning experience. I didn't not like it, but because I don't know all the characters, I'm gonna give this like a 4.5 out of 5. Again, that's on me. If you know characters from Power Girl, I definitely recommend it. It'd be 5 out of 5, but because I have to learn a little bit about the characters in there. So pretty good. Next one we got, all these are from the All In issues. I forgot to explain that as well. I got a bunch of the All In Jump In issues. So this one's gonna be The Flash, issue number 14. You got Barry Allen and Wally West, that's the name I couldn't think of, right there on the cover. This one, I guess in the previous issues, Barry Allen lost his powers, but he's actually okay with that. He's trying to explain that to Wally, because Wally's like, hey man, what are we gonna do? You know, you ain't got no powers. He's like, hey, I'm cool with it, just do you be the Flash now. So it goes on that. He does a little vacation with his family, but vacation kind of goes sideways, and then you find out in there as well why. But I recommend this. Flash is one of my favorite characters, so I don't think anything that I'll read in the future is either future stuff or past stuff that the Flash is going to be bad. I love the Flash. Recommend that. 5 out of 5. Next we got, which this one kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't know what to expect from it, but it's really good, which is Batman in Detective Comics issue number 1090. I didn't know what to expect from this, so I was excited to read it. Great story. I mean, it was fantastic. It kind of goes back to Bruce Wayne's past and stuff that's related about his father, as related to now, which is pretty cool. I guess in this he's trying to find you know, trying to help people out, like some kids in danger who are in trouble. He's just trying to help them out, trying to maybe possibly get a new sidekick. He's kind of talking about that, but I recommend it. 5 out of 5 too. All these have been really good, man. 5 out of 5. This one, like I said, threw me for a loop. I didn't know what to expect, so it definitely was happy. I was definitely happy with the way the comic was. Recommend it as well. Next, we got Green Arrow issue number 17. This one I'm gonna give a 4 out of 5. It wasn't anything that popped out to me too crazy. It's just Green Arrow trying to make up for what he did in the previous issues of the Absolute Power. No, is it Absolute Power? Something like that. The issues before this, before the All-In ones. So it's going back towards that, so it kind of give you backstory of Green Arrow. So it was good story. There's nothing too crazy in it yet, nothing like crazy back action or anything like that. It's just all kind of just basically storytelling with a hint of action. Because of that, 4 out of 5. Still a great story. I recommend reading. Hopefully the next issue's better with a lot more action and stuff like that. So it was pretty good. We got 2 more here. Next one we got Nightwing issue 119. Awesome artwork. All these have a great, amazing artwork. After all this, I believe when they start going to the next issues, they're not going to be like the white background with the logos and stuff. It's going to be different. So this one was pretty good. You learn a little more about who Nightwing is as a person, if you're not already knowing about him, like if you're not into it and this is your jump into Nightwing, which I kind of am. I kind of know a little bit about Nightwing, you know, little details, but not as much as I would want to. But this issue kind of explained how Nightwing is and who he is, and it was really good. left on a big cliffhanger. You know, you're reading a story and then something takes a turn and you're like, whoa, and it's a cliffhanger. So you gotta wait for the next issue. So I'm very excited for that. This issue is gonna be 5 out of 5 for me. Definitely recommend it. All right, last one we read, last but not least, I was kind of hesitant about getting this one, but I was like, you know what? If I'm reading these, I might as well jump in. It's gonna be Harley Quinn issue number 44. I just wanted to give it a chance. If I didn't like it, I don't know if I was gonna get the rest. This one hasn't sold me too much on it yet. I think I will still get the next issue so I can see how it progresses. But you know, she in this one, she's just trying to figure out who she is as a person. She says she's not good enough to be a good person, but she's not at the moment bad enough to be a bad person. She's kind of like in a limbo situation that she's trying to figure out herself out. So she wanted to go back to her roots, but the place that where she goes back to her roots is different now. She doesn't like it, so she's trying to get it figured out. I think it's interesting to read. I recommend this 4 out of 5. The artwork was amazing. She was pretty funny. She's definitely something else. But I definitely recommend just at least try it out, see if you like it. And then, like I said, I'm gonna read the next issue too. If it gets better, great. If not, I don't know if I'm gonna continue Harley Quinn. But I gave it a shot, and I'm glad I did. So that's all the issues I read for this week. I read a lot of DC stuff, a little bit of Marvel. The main Marvel one was The Amazing Spider-Man, which I thought was fantastic. Again, this issue, volume 6, had issues 24 to 26, and then the annual Spider-Man one and a Fallen Friend issue one. Everything from this Amazing Spider-Man so far, I can't complain about, so it's amazing. So if you guys enjoyed this series of me just doing a weekly read, so you guys can see what, you know, when I'm reading and stuff like that, let me know by the comments below. Let me know you enjoy it, or by liking the video. If you want to share the content, I really appreciate it. We try to post as much comic books as we can. I'm getting into comic books. I don't have too much content on it yet, but I want to get into further stuff. Maybe some of the books that I've got over that big comic book haul. If you haven't seen it, check out the playlist. But I want to maybe go over some of the stuff. Like one of the ones I got is Flashpoint. I'm excited to read that, and maybe I'll talk a video about that, what my thoughts on it and stuff like that. Let me know in the comments if you guys are interested in that. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great one. I'll catch you guys in the next one.